Okay guys, we've got some massive Nintendo Switch and RPG news to go over. Some things when it comes to Paper Mario, the RPG series that I've been saying will happen since Super Mario RPG came out, and the big revelations with that game, which we will get into. We've also got a sequel to one of the bigger anime arena fighters that seems to be in development, SaGa Emerald Beyond. Some exciting news that you guys can get your hands on the game very soon, if not already right now. And then also Ubisoft forward. There could be Prince of Persia Sands of Time and more to look forward to when it comes to Ubisoft this summer. But before we get into any of that, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another Nintendo Switch and RPG news video. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you are someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. And let's go ahead and jump right into the most recent news here that's going to be very exciting for classic old school Paper Mario and Luigi fans out there, because my man Stealth over on Twitter posted up something that was music to a lot of fans' ears with Nintendo. And here's what he had to say. Nintendo is sending a survey about Mario RPGs is more proof to me they are trying to get it right and change the fan sentiment that has accompanied many of the new games in recent years. Remaking Super Mario RPG and Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door are fantastic steps in the right direction. Now, in these surveys, before we get into the meat of this and what it actually means, in these surveys here, you can see the first one says, below you see a list of features that are common to most games from the Paper Mario series, the Mario and Luigi series, and Super Mario RPG. Which of these features do you like? And you see a bunch of stuff from familiar elements, getting stronger by leveling up or learning new abilities, increasing the power of your attacks and defense by pressing buttons in the game. These are all staples that we've seen of the classic Paper Mario, Super Mario RPG series, but essentially the one that's probably the sticking point for many people is getting stronger by leveling up or learning new abilities. This is something that newer Paper Mario games have, but they don't have in the classic sense of RPG experience points. For example, Paper Mario the Origami King, when you fight battles and you finish them, you get coins that are pretty much useless because you just get so many of them and you find them throughout the world. Paper Mario the Origami King is almost a tragic game because everything else but the battle system is pretty much like a 9 or 10 out of 10. It's got phenomenal dialogue, great graphics, great music, great presentation. Everything is all there for it to be a phenomenal game, and then you have that weird rotating battle system that drags on and just gets too complicated, and it's just not as fun. It can be cool or interesting, and it can be rewarding after you're done beating a tough puzzle, but at the same time, you don't want to be doing that over and over for meaningless coins at the end of the day. So I think that's what this is trying to say here. They're trying to move back to that, and I'm going to get you the real reason after I read this next one here. So the next survey says the Paper Mario games, Mario and Luigi games, and Super Mario RPG have offered a wide range of different battle systems and mechanics. Which of these aspects do you like the most? And once again, it has things like increasing the power of your attacks and defense by pressing the buttons at the right time, companions fighting alongside Mario, Mario fighting alone, special gauges, turn-based combat, having to plan your next move. There's a bunch of different stuff in here that's just from various different Paper Mario games. So I would advise you guys, if you do get the survey or if you can find it, I'll try to see if I can put a link for you guys or tell you where to find it. Make sure you guys go fill out the survey. Let them know that you want games like Super Mario RPG and like Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, so we can get back to that, because I ultimately feel Paper Mario 64, Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, and Super Mario RPG are way better than all of the newer games that was after that. Now, I know some people love Super Paper Mario, but I'm not one of those people that love that game, but I know people do like it, and I know that it's better than most of the recent ones. But for me, I want them to go back to Super Mario RPG. I want them to go back to Paper Mario 64 and Thousand Year Door. But I think that the big ultimate indicator of all this, you can have all the surveys you want, you can do all the talking you want, it's going to come down to the dollars and the cents and the money here, and that's where this is big. Super Mario RPG, over 3 million units sold in that first month and a half or so, and it's still selling to this point. Nintendo will probably give us an update coming up here in the next month or so when it comes to Super Mario RPG. I expect that game to be near 4 million or even above 4 million at this point. That is better than Paper Mario the Origami King from what we understand, and better than most of the recent Paper Mario games out there. So that's definitely a good thing. And then we have to look at Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. That's going to be the true test of all of this. This is old school combat, just like how we had it back then. It's the same game, remastered, remade, super remastered, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be much better quality, higher quality, better looking, and all of that. If this game comes out here and does 5-6 million plus, I think it's a wrap for them doing the newer style of Paper Mario games. They're going to go back to the turn-based combat. They're going to go back to what people loved about those and build all the great things we see with a lot of the newer Paper Mario games, like the story, like the characters, like the music, like the graphics and all that, but have that incredible turn-based combat that made the first number of Paper Mario and Super Mario RPG games really awesome. Also, if you look at Mario and Luigi, those games are also RPGs. People love those games. Those games reviewed well. There's a lot of good things about the classic style, and you can innovate and modernize those games as well. You can introduce ATB bars. There's all sorts of things you can do to make turn-based combat more interesting and fascinating. I don't think that you need to make it into some type of weird puzzle Rubik's Cube swapper or something like that, or stickers all over the place, or different colors with mallets, or whatever Nintendo's been trying to do to make every single iteration into some crazy contraption. That's fine. You want to try new things, but you also have to gauge what is fun. What is fun to actually play? And Super Mario RPG opened up a lot of eyes. Like, man, this game is like 30 years old, but it's more fun than a lot of the recent Paper Mario games. It's more fun than Paper Mario the Origami King. Just flat out, it's more fun, and it's an old Super Nintendo game remade. And it also looks like it's selling better, so financially it makes more sense as well. So I expect that to be happening here. Obviously, I'm a big Paper Mario fan, big RPG fan, so I want to see this get done, and I think that this is pretty much going to be the change alongside the sales numbers of Super Mario RPG and Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door on the Nintendo Switch. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here, because according to everyone's favorite Sega/Atlas leaker out there, Midori is back, because apparently there will be a sequel to the Demon Slayer game, the Hinokami Chronicles, that's in active development. This is a brand new rumor that was posted on the official Midori Twitter account, and she says this: a sequel to Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles, is in development. You guys know I have a love-hate, or more like hate-hate relationship with arena fighters. And if you don't know, well, now you know at this point. And I did play Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles, and out of all of the arena fighters that I played in the last decade, I would say that this ranks up there as one of the better ones. Now, is it a asset swap for the Naruto Ultimate Ninja series? Yes, it is. It has a lot of the same fonts, it has the same engine, it has the same lots of things. I mean, I don't know if it was intended to be that way, but it came out that way, at least to me. Now, there are some interesting mechanics, there's some great gameplay to be had. I mean, it's pretty cool in terms of how the effects look. The graphics are good on the Nintendo Switch, and even better on PlayStation 5. The frame rate is silky smooth on PS5. Switch, it's 30, but still manageable. But overall, it's a good game. Like, I think that it's a good game, but it's still, once again, like the arena fighter pitfall, right? But they did add some interesting things within the single player RPG-like experience, so I do like that. If I had to play one between Naruto and this game, it'd probably be Demon Slayer, which is sad, but it'd probably be that. So I do think that they are probably working on a sequel. We know that this game has sold million-plus copies on the Switch alone. I think it did 500,000 plus, or nearly a million. They haven't updated us on sales numbers, but I know it was extremely profitable based off of what Sega had to say before, based off of everything that we do know about it. And once again, taking an engine that's already been there and asset swapping it, I don't think they had to actually do a bunch of recreation of the engine and different things. So I do think that this game was largely profitable for Sega and everybody that was involved. So yeah, I expect there to be a sequel. It did well, people liked the gameplay, and Demon Slayer is still one of those hot animes that can make millions of dollars across all the different mediums that it's in, from movies to obviously the anime, manga, toys, all of that. So we're getting Demon Slayer. There's a party board game that's already out or coming out on the Nintendo Switch, so there's that. So expect more Demon Slayer games to be coming. And I would say my hope for this game is for them to actually flesh out the combat system with more than just one button combat, with the same spammy things that we saw with Naruto and those type of arena fighters. Put some more depth into it, put some more, I would say, meat into the combat system to where it's not just one button and a direction. That's what I would hope, but I'm guessing That's not gonna happen, because you guys all know once they see that cash flowing in, the dollar signs go up, and they just want to make sure that they make something that their fans know and love, and they don't want to innovate too much afterwards. So we'll see how it all works out. But speaking of seeing how it all works out, you guys can go check out a SaGa Emerald Beyond demo right now at this point. So it's ready to go April 4th. So Square Enix will release a demo for SaGa Emerald Beyond on PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam on April 4th, the company has announced, and Gematsu writes. The PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Switch demos will be available at midnight local time. The Steam demo will be available on April 4th at 9 a.m. PT, 12 p.m. ET worldwide. SaGa Emerald Beyond is due out for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, PC via Steam, iOS, and Android on April 25th. So there's already a lot of information about this game that they put out, but they haven't put out too many different gameplay trailers. We did have a couple of them. There was the Nintendo Direct, there was a few other things, but this is the big SaGa game. We have not had a big new SaGa game in quite some time. They've been re-releasing some of the older games, getting people familiar with the series and with the name, and now we finally have a big new 3D game to kind of get into, a AA RPG. And from what I understand, I've read a preview or two out there. They seem pretty impressed with the style and with the substance that this game has. You have multiple different pathways, different characters to go through, so that's going to open up replay value as well, and it's got some cool spins on turn-based combat that you know and love. So if you're into the old school RPGs with a little bit of a new twist here about the classics, I think that SaGa Emerald Beyond is going to be a fantastic game to pick up and check it out. The demo is available. Go out there, play it, and see what you think overall with SaGa Emerald Beyond. I know I'm going to be playing the demo, so I'll give you guys my impressions probably in a live stream or in a video or at some point, but I definitely plan on playing the game and reviewing it and giving my full impressions once the full game drops. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, guys, we've got a brand new Ubisoft Forward that's set for June 10th. This was recently announced. It says Ubisoft Forward live from LA, June 10th, Ubisoft.com. So we don't know the times yet, but we do know that they are having it. So what can you expect at the Ubisoft Forward? Well, you can expect probably the new Assassin's Creed game. And yes, I know what people are saying, Assassin's Creed. Trust me, I don't like Assassin's Creed that much, or really at all. I haven't beat any of the games recently, and anytime that I tried to play them, they were either too grindy or just not fun. So for me, I'm not an Assassin's Creed guy, but this next Assassin's Creed is set in feudal Japan, so I have to check it out, right? It's like a Ghost of Tsushima, maybe. I talked about how Ghost of Tsushima is essentially a good version of Assassin's Creed that to me is kind of like an 8 out of 10 type of game. It's still Assassin's Creed, but just a better version of that. Well, maybe they looked at Ghost of Tsushima and said, hey, hold up. You can't out Assassin's Creed us when you're not Assassin's Creed, so we're gonna out Ghost of Tsushima you with Assassin's Creed set in feudal Japan. So let's see what they have here when it comes down to it. Plus, the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake that's seemingly been delayed for forever. That game, they showed it off. It looked terrible when it comes to the graphics. People said it looked like a PS3 game, and then they indefinitely delayed it, and then they shifted studios. They moved the studios who's developing it. So I'm guessing we're going to see the grand re-reveal of Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, and it's going to look better than what we saw before. Now, what else could we see? I don't think we're gonna get anything from Mario plus Rabbids, and there are some other rumors and other things that Ubisoft is working on, new Ghost Recon. So we'll see what happens when it comes down to the Ubisoft Forward on June 10th. But what are your thoughts on all the different RPG and Nintendo Switch news, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you are someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch RPG news and more right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.